Did you know that every actor in The Matrix had to read this book before filming? It wasn't a script, it wasn't a training manual, it was this. Simulacra and Simulation by French philosopher Jean Baudrillard. It's a book about how our sense of reality is shaped and sometimes replaced by media images and manufactured versions of the world around us. Think of a Big Mac, and what you picture isn't the messy, slightly disappointing burger that you actually get when you buy it. No, it's the glossy, idealised version that McDonald's marketing department has spent millions on to burn into your brain. But what does this have to do with The Matrix? Well, Baudrillard's 1981 book wasn't translated into English until 1994, which happened to be the exact moment in time when the Wachowskis were starting to develop the screenplay for The Matrix. In the book, Baudrillard argues that we are surrounded by copies of things that start to mean more to us than the original thing that it's representing. Signs and symbols, ads, media brands start to replace the real world until we can't tell the difference. An example of this in today's world might be to think of someone that you don't know that well and then start to try and separate the real person from their carefully crafted social media profile. And you can see that the distinction starts to get a little bit murky. Baudrillard calls this the desert of the real, a world where we no longer experience reality, we experience a simulation of it. Sound familiar?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
That idea is at the core of The Matrix, and they take it one step further. A reality entirely manufactured by machines. A false world built from code. A simulation so convincing that people mistake it for truth. In fact, the Wachowskis reference the book directly in the film. Neo hides his contraband software inside a copy of Simulacra and Simulation. That in itself being a metaphor for how in this world reality is hollowed out and replaced by appearances. So you think that Baudrillard would be flattered, right? Not exactly. He hated The Matrix. He said that it fundamentally misunderstands his ideas, that it presents simulation as something that one can escape from. But to Baudrillard, there is no red pill. Simulation and reality are so intertwined that it's simply not possible to tell the difference anymore. I mean, think of that social media profile example that I gave earlier. And maybe that's the final twist. A film about illusion, based on a philosophy it never really understood, and yet it convinced the rest of us that it did, which might be the most Matrix thing of all.